So I am a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who trains anywhere between 6 and 10 times a week. Outside of Jiu-Jitsu, I am also a weightlifter, but more importantly, I am an attorney and a father of two girls. So I have a pretty diverse life. What brought me in was I had a sports hernia in 2022 that was getting in the way not only of my sport, but of my daily functioning. Well, I really just wanted to be able to be the jujitsu practitioner I was before. Have worked so hard for 10 years to get my black belt to basically lose a huge portion of my ability was just like really disheartening. I was essentially told that I would have to pay somewhere between 30 and 50 grand out of pocket for a surgery that wasn't even guaranteed to help. I didn't have a whole ton of confidence and I definitely didn't want to waste that much money. So the first thing I did was I looked into regenerative medicine. I looked into stem cells and PRP. I went that route and it helped, but I wouldn't say it gave me back, full mobility and the ability to participate in my sport without pain. Well, I could not play any sort of guard on the right side of my body without searing pain that would stop me dead in my tracks. Additionally, just in my daily life, things as simple as, running with my kid would cause pain. Bending over would cause pain. I would have to sit certain ways to accommodate it. Bringing my knee in closer to my center line hurt so much that my wife had to put my shoe on for me. So I had done PT for a torn labrum in my hip a while ago. And honestly, I didn't find a lot of benefit in it. The physical therapist was not an athlete. So he was very into, well, just don't train at all until this is healed. And, jujitsu is my favorite thing to do with my time, for myself. And that just wasn't acceptable. So I ended up actually leaving the physical therapy program before it concluded, because not only did I feel like I was getting no benefit out of it, but I had a guy, in my ear telling me to stop doing what I loved. And that just, it wasn't working for me. Well, the big thing was that I trusted you, given that you were an athlete yourself and you understood that the main goal was to get me back to training as quickly as possible. And you never had this philosophy of, well, you can't do this at all that I was getting from more conventional doctors. You were more focused on, well, how can we work around your injury while helping you recover and not aggravating it? And I really appreciated that. I would honestly say that it's really hard to find somebody who is equally educated in physical therapy and recovery as they are in jiu-jitsu. So you're almost like a unicorn in that regard. When I listened to you, I started to recover really quickly. I got back to competing, and obviously competing at black belt, it's the highest level you can compete at. Here I was competing in super fights and in tournaments, and I was fine. I felt like I was able to be the practitioner I was before my injury. Competed as recently as this year, and I haven't had any of the sports hernia pain since you and I concluded the therapy sessions. Well, not having my daily life limited allows me to be the father for my kids that I want to be, and that's more important than jiu-jitsu. It allowed me to be who I wanted to be in all aspects of my life.